Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me today is Ian Bamborough. He is the managing director at Saturn Metals. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is STN on the ASX, and Saturn Metals will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13th through 16th, 2022. For more information, please go to precioussummit.com. And with that, Ian, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Great, Robert. Thank you very much for having me on.
It's great to have you. This is our first time doing an interview together. So can you start us off with that quick overview and history of the company?
Yeah, overview, I suppose, like you mentioned, ASX listed gold company, explorer, developer, in the heart of Western Australia, in the goldfields, near a town called Leonora. We have about 1,000 square kilometers of ground, and at the heart of that, we've got 1.5 million ounce resource in a single, simple, very large open pit, and with a really nice, simple processing route. And around that, I suppose, some excellent exploration happening as well, which I think will really help drive the resource base. History listed in March 2018, so we've been going about 4 years, and yeah, not a bad journey. I think we've added just under 1 million ounces so far, and still going.
Very, very good. So what would you say makes Saturn Metals and the projects unique and different compared to some of your peers in the area?
Yeah, in the area, I suppose, one of the key things from a development perspective is the fact that we are looking at developing the project as a heap leach project. We have the opportunity here with a very simple process metallurgy, very clean metallurgy, and a very flat grade recovery curve, and usually a very favourable grade recovery curve, which means we can really push down and pull out some serious bulk tonnage. And perhaps the deposit's more akin to what you might find in North America, in some of the big heap leach projects there. So that from that perspective, it's quite unusual in Western Australia. From an exploration perspective, the land package is really genuinely one of the last bastions of untouched ground in a very busy goldfields in WA, and that's partly because of some historical matters with the traditional owners of the land, and we've done our predecessor to the company has done a really good job of opening up that land package and allow us to get out and explore with their, I suppose, blessing and with our sort of social license.
And what was your background prior to Saturn Metals?
Yeah, prior to Saturn Metals, I'm a Newmont man, born and bred for many years. I did work at Australia, or Newmont's Jewel in the Crown in Australia, at the Tanami operations. And I did a stint with them in Denver in business development and technical services, before returning back to some of the mines here in WA. I've also worked for a company called Liontown Resources, who have a big lithium project here in Western Australia, which is going into development. I was the exploration manager there. Also ran a company called Spectrum Rare Earths in the past, which eventually became Spectrum Metals and was eventually taken over by Ramelius on a mid-tier producer here in Australia.
And then, Ian, to close us out here today, from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's near-term value catalysts moving forward?
Yeah, look, we're working now on a scoping study and really trying to get, we've grown the deposit over the last, like I say, 4 years and added some great new exploration targets and prospects in there as well. The deposit itself is starting to look after itself and make a tremendous amount of sense. So I think in the first instance, we've got to publish that, initial economics or preliminary economic assessment. I think you're more used to in that part of the world. And I think that will give some people a look at how we're doing this and how this is stacking up. Beyond that, we're into a pre-feasibility process, and that kind of has to start and overlap with the scoping. As we're finishing one, we're starting the other. The exploration around the deposit itself is by no means finished. There's some beautiful intersections laterally, so we'll see expansion of the asset itself. The regional exploration, importantly, if you look at a 20-kilometer radius around the actual deposit itself, I think we found 5 new gold prospects, all of which are turning out some really, I was going to say, interesting, but I might even say sexy intersections that are really starting to make sense geologically, and we're aggressively exploring that now with a drilling.
So Ian, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Saturn Metals?
Yeah, I guess on the web, saturnmetals.com.au, and we have YouTube channels, Twitter channels, everything you can look at, and perhaps different forms of content, videos, announcements, commentary, articles. Yeah.
Very good. All right. Well, Ian, thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I look forward to seeing you in Beaver Creek.
Look forward to seeing you there, Robert. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you. And Saturn Metals will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metals Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13th through 16th, 2022. For more information, please visit precioussummit.com.